Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be painting a little card with Christmas lights on it. Now I've just painted simple shapes here, and so if you don't have strong drawing skills or if you're new to watercolors, this is the perfect card for you. Before starting, as always, all the materials used are listed in the description. This tutorial uses no fancy watercolor supplies and you can get this look with just your regular paint palette and some round brushes. Do watch it fully for the little twist in the end, and don't forget to like it if you enjoyed it, and yes, please do subscribe. Now for this card, I've just gone in directly with my paints here, and you can do the same if you'd like, or you can have a pencil sketch to guide you. But there are a few aspects that you must know, which I will explain here with a simple drawing. So as you can see, this is a pretty straightforward painting with a squiggly wire stretching across the card and 3 light bulbs on it. When we draw the squiggles of the wire, we need to have them pinched or come together in 3 places. And this is where we are going to place our light bulbs. Next, we just draw some squares with little markings on them. These are the bulb heads, the metal part which connects the light bulbs to the wire. The light bulbs themselves are just oval shapes. You can either sketch them out beforehand, or you can use the tip and belly of your brush to paint them out like I have done. Since these are typically made of glass, they will have a highlight on one side and a darker shadow area on the other side. Before I start, you can see that I'm just moving my hand in the air over the paper in a squiggly motion to practice my stroke. I'm going to use sepia color to paint my wire. While painting my wire, I'm pausing frequently, lifting up my brush and taking the time to see if I'm happy with it, and then moving on to complete the wire. All the while taking care to see that I'm using the very tip of my brush to get those lines as thin as possible. Once I'm done with the wire, I will paint the small squares for the bulb heads. Make sure you use a very diluted wash for painting this, and you'll see why later. Now for the bulbs, you can use any color combinations you like. I've just chosen to use pink, green and yellow. For the first light bulb, I will be using a very diluted wash of Quin Rose. So I go in and paint an oval with my brush. While filling it up, be very careful to leave that little bit of white paper which will be the highlight. Pull the paint to over the rest of the oval, taking care to make one side, which is the shadow side, slightly darker. If you feel your paint is spread too thick all over the oval, then you can simply use your brush to drag away the paint to the shadow side. Now, while my light bulbs are drying, I will finish painting the bulb heads using slightly thicker sepia paint. If you're happy with how this looks, you may want to stop at this stage. But I think I want to give my Christmas bulbs a slight pop of color by accentuating the shadow areas a bit more. So starting with the pink bulb, I use a slightly damp brush to wet it. Do this very lightly so as to not disturb the color underneath. Once that is done, I will drop in some thicker paint with my brush and I will be painting along the shadow side in a very loose C shape. Once you've done that, use a damp brush to blend the edges a little bit and your light bulb is done. Now darkening the shadow for the yellow light is a bit different and interesting. I follow the same process, but instead of using only yellow paint, I use a mixture of yellow and sepia. But at the same time, I want to maintain the brightness and the vibrancy. So I also drop in a little bit of orange. And as you can see, I'm moving this paint to mimic the round shape of the light bulb. I do hope you've enjoyed this little video. Don't forget to subscribe and also please check out the other Christmas cards I've posted. Thanks so much for being here. I will see you next time.